Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Are you a traveler in Vietnam or thinking of doing so? Do you wonder where to find mosque and halal restaurants over here? Today I am going to give you a tour around Ho Chi Minh City, inshallah. Let's follow me. We just arrived at the biggest mosque in Ho Chi Minh. This is the central mosque and sometimes is referred as Masjid Dong Yu because it is located on Dong Yu Street. The locals also refer to this masjid as Masjid Katinat because it is close to a historical street called Katinat. It was named Katinat when Vietnam was still under French colony. In 1975, it was changed into Dong Hoi Street. However, people still often refer to this area as the Katinat area. The special thing about this masjid is you can come almost anytime, except for nighttime, while the smaller masajid are only open around prayer time. Visitors from this masjid are quite diverse for a couple of reasons. This masjid is located in District 1, which is the city center. It is close to many universities, so Muslim students from the universities would come for prayers, and you will also find non-Muslim students coming once in a while for their research project about religion or culture. Interestingly, this masjid was built by Indian businessmen. It was a very small masjid back then. Then they left the country and handed over the masjid to Cham Muslims. This explains why it is still very diverse until nowadays. After that, the masjid was renovated and expanded. The established year that you see on this board was the year it was rebuilt, but the masjid has a much longer history. I talked about Cham a lot. So who is the Cham? The majority of Vietnamese is King ethnicity, which takes part of 85.3%. The Cham is a minor ethnicity making up 0.19%. Most of Vietnamese born Muslims are Cham. You will find revert Vietnamese as well. Some are from Cham Bani, a religion that is mixed between Hinduism and Islam. Many Cham Bani later found that pure Islam is a more correct way, so they reverted to Islam. And some from the reverts are also the king, like me. The king often reverts through four ways: by researching from the internet, through marriage, through influence of friends or neighbors, or by studying or working abroad and get to know Islam over there. Now this masjid is quite big. The men's side is 3 times bigger than the women's side. All of this is for men. This is the area where the ustad would teach students Islamic studies during the week or weekends. This masjid is also open for masjid tours, not officially, but whoever wants to come visit and learn about Islam, the history of masjid, or Arabic culture, the ustad over here is very happy to welcome and assist them. This is the women's side, quite big compared to the women's area of the other masajid. They have a large parking area as well. This masjid is very crowded during Ramadan and of course, especially during Eid, people would pray up to this area on Eid. I would say if you are a visitor and wonder where to go, this is an ideal mosque. It is big, diverse, and very welcoming. Now during this video, I'm going to show you the attractions and restaurants close to the masjid for your convenience. When you go outside, you will find some halal restaurants on the same street. Very close to this masjid is Bến Thành Market. It is a famous tourism spot, but super overpriced. So just visit. I don't recommend buying things from here. The customer service in the market is quite poor, I would say. This place is close to city bus and water bus tour. I'm not going to emphasize too much on this because this is not the focus of this video, but just let you know what options you have over here. Okay, now let's go to the restaurants. This is Nguyen Street, very close to Bến Thành Market. When you come here, you will find many halal options and Muslim clothing shops. It is a must to visit this place if you are already nearby, guys. The food over here is not the most authentic, I would say. They are fusion of Malay and Cham Vietnamese version. But at least you can find some different options. The restaurants over here are bigger and more decent for you to invite someone. But I would prefer other restaurants that I'm going to talk about later. Okay, we still have a lot of places to visit. Let's go to the second mosque in District 1. This masjid is called Jamiul Islamiyah, but the local would call it Masjid Nancy because it is close to Nancy Market. This name also appeared during French colonization of Vietnam and was quite famous back then. You will find a lot of Muslims living around here, especially in small alleys, which I'm going to take you to later. The common thing about the masajid in District 1 is they are quite diverse due to the location because it is in the center. But I would say this one is much less diverse than Dong Yu Masjid. They are more popular amongst the Cham. Most masajid in Vietnam, including this one, have Islamic classes for kids. The women usually pray in the second floor and men pray in the first floor. Around this area, guys, is a halal food hub and much more authentic. You will find 2 halal pho places. I wouldn't have much comments about pho because it is not my favorite dish, so I will let you be the judge. But this bún bò Huế, guys, is phenomenal. This lemongrass beef noodle is so flavorful. They put a lot of topping. This is my favorite dish. Here you also can find the best sticky rice and banh mi. I would say if you want to try authentic Vietnamese food, you should try these 3 dishes I mentioned. Oh, and you can only eat this food in the afternoon though, but you would find other options like this one. Okay, let's go to the last masjid in District 1, Masjid Ar-Rahim. It was built by Malays, so you will find more Malays in this masjid, besides the Cham, of course. It is quite new and clean compared to other ones. They have many floors. In Ramadan, people actually cook in this place, and you can find around 200 Cham Muslims living around this area. This area often serves food right in front of the masjid. There's a pho place here as well. Let's go to another well-known masjid, Masjid Chaul. It was called Chaul because it is close to Lan Market, and you can find many Chinese over here. This masjid was built by Indian businessmen. After the country becomes independent, the Indians no longer work over here. They go back to their country and they handed over the masjid to the Cham. The masjid was renovated but did not expand though. Actually, it used to be bigger. They used to grow trees around this area, but when the street was expanded, part of the land was cut and they cannot grow as many trees anymore. The area around here used to belong to the Indians, but now Muslims only live in these 2 buildings. Many people like this masjid and they even travel from far away to come here. 10 years ago, many people come to this masjid to do their reversion through self-study, but now mainly are through marriage. I heard that they serve very good food in Ramadan. They also sell different dishes here, but you need to check with the owner because sometimes when they're sick, they will not serve the dish. Okay, now let's go to the 2 masajid in District 8. They're quite small and a bit hard to find, and they are less diverse. There are 2 significant shops around the area. The first place is this shop where you can find Miên Măng Vịt, which is baby bamboo duck glass noodle. Wow, the soup is so savory. Take a look at this. The soup is boiled from bunch of ducks and chicken, and she will put so much veggie and duck for you. The southern food is quite sweet compared to where I come from, so I would hope they can make the food a little bit less sweet, but in general, it is very good dish. It is my go-to place when I am super hungry. They also have tung lo mo, which is Cham traditional beef sausage. The taste is very different. It is a bit tangy due to fermentation. I am from the King, so we do not have this dish in our tradition. It is very tasty, guys. When you come here, you can buy some and grill at home. Okay, here's another favorite dish of mine. If the Arabs have waraq anab, the Vietnamese have bò la lốt, a wrapped lo-lốt beef dish. When it is grilled, the leaves release a unique aroma, blending perfectly with the tender, marinated beef. It is a chill spot to sit in the afternoon with your friends and family. Now we are at the masjid in District 6. This one is also a very small masjid. Only men come here for prayers, not because they don't encourage women to come, but traditionally, these area, the women usually pray at home. Now, the good thing about this masjid is they have halaqah for men before Jumu'ah prayers. About 2 years ago, they came up with the idea that they should gather together and remind each other about Islam. Okay, I will not cover all of the masjid in Ho Chi Minh, but you already saw the major ones. There's one close to airport in case you are on your way to the airport. Now, there are a few teams here amongst the masajid. The masjid here mostly were built by the foreigners and handed over to the Cham later on. The ones near the center is more diverse compared to the other one. You can find Islamic classes for kids in the masjid, but the reverts or the adults don't have much options. Many Muslims live around the masjid area, which is why you can find shops around them as well. The masjid mainly are voluntarily based, so some are cleaner compared to the other ones. I wish the masjid can be more clean and organized. I mean, the masjid managers have a lot of things in their plate, so sometimes they cannot take care of every task. That's it. If you want to know more about the masjid and restaurants in Vietnam, visit my website over here. I hope you enjoyed this video and welcome to Vietnam.